Good morning. So, my car broke down the other day, right? Don't mind the mess in here. I moved in a few months ago and I still got things I need to unpack, but stay out my business. So, making some coffee. My car broke down the other day. Had a minor issue that turned into a major issue. So, the fuel, good job. The fuel gauge went out. And so basically, I've been riding around thinking I have gas in my car and I really don't. Or I don't have as much as I thought I did. And so my car broke down on the highway. What was that? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Because I didn't have enough gas in my car. And so basically, I don't know if you know this, but there's like trash in your fuel tank, and when you don't have enough gas in your car, like all types of issues happen. Like basically, this minor issue has sparked a major issue, and my car needs like $5,000 worth of work done. Like, no, $5,300 worth of work done. But I only paid like $4,500 for the car. So you do the math. It's not looking like this is the most feasible thing for me to be doing right now. So I need to make some assessments and some adjustments and figure some things out. But I'm saying this to say, not that any of this really pertains to what I'm going to talk about right now, but being a strong black woman, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but in the United States of America is one of the most conflicting, oxymoronic things in the world. And what I mean by that is like when we hit rock bottom, when we hit those low moments and we need help, there's rarely anyone to help us. And we are kind of looked at like, well, you're strong, you can handle it, you can do it, like we're basically treated like men in a sense, where we're basically looked at and told, well, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and figure it out. And we do this time and time again. We do this time and time again, and it hardens us and it toughens our skin and it makes us strong in ways that are good, but also in ways that are bad, because we aren't soft anymore, right? We're not soft anymore because we're doing everything pretty much by ourselves. And then when we do want to be ladies or women or be treated as such, we're seen as being too masculine because we've been doing so many things on our own and operating, and in many ways and in many spaces, like men. But then when we want a man in our life and we have a difficult time relinquishing that power and handing it over to someone else to handle, we are looked at like we have a problem, like something's wrong with us. Or when we want someone to take some of this burden off of our back and off of our shoulders, we're looked at and called gold diggers, and we are treated like we just want to be pampered and taken care of, as if we don't as if we don't deserve that. And I don't know what has to be done to fix this dynamic that we face as black women, but terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. And then what happens also is that, you get in situations where you need help, and, people be like, oh yeah, I'll help you if you help me. I'll help you if you'll help me. And it's like, man, when you need to borrow a couple dollars from your homeboy to get over it for the next week or so, or month or so, does your homeboy ask you to touch his pee-pee? Does he ask you to throw lips on his pee-pee? Does he ask to rub on your booty? Does he ask to do things like that in order to help you? And what's crazy is, like, a woman will have a job and have income and just be like, hey, can I borrow a couple dollars until I, can pay you back? And we're not afforded the same sort of respect when it comes to getting a loan from someone as men do. Because, the sort of transactions that they want are not the same sort of transactions that they offer to other people. Well, I'm sorry, to men. And then the craziest part about it is, like, we don't get to cry either. We don't get to, like, just break down and just boo-hoo in public and throw a tantrum and just be like, oh my gosh, we don't get to do that. We don't get to do that, because if we do that, I mean, it's almost like we get looked at like, ugh, like it's like a disgusting, it's a look of disgust when we break down and reach out for help. And what really breaks my heart about this whole situation is the lack of empathy and humanity, and viewing your fellow Black woman in your life as if she was your own mother or your own grandmother or your own auntie. Like, you can't see us in that way. You can't look at me and say, man, if that was my mama, I wouldn't want her going through that. Man, if that was my sister, I wouldn't want her going through that. It's like there's a complete disconnect when men view women that they're not related to when they are going through some shit. And this is not all men. This is not all men. I'm not saying all men are this way, but a lot are. A lot are. And it's just like, where is the compassion? Where is the hand held out to help lift somebody up out of their situation when they need help? Because, when I view Black men, and I have always, this is a funny story. When I first started working in DC, my boss was a Caucasian man. He was actually like mixed with he was some he was some Middle Eastern and he Irish or something to that effect, whatever. And one of my first days at work, he says to me, he was like, you be careful out there, because those Black men are wild and crazy. And I looked at him and I said, my brother is Black. My father is Black. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and that is me. Like, when I look at a Black man in this world, I look at him as if he was my father or my brother. And I treat him as such until he gives me a reason to not treat him that way. But I strongly feel like a lot of my Black brothers out here in this world don't do that to us. They do not look at random Black women that they see and equate them to a relative. Oh man, that could be my mama that needed some help. That could be my aunt that needed some help. That could be my sister, my cousin. My homegirl. They don't do that. And a lot of it stems from childhood trauma, because those women that were in your life that held those spaces that should have taught you how to love and how to care and how to be empathetic and how to help people when you can help people, didn't help them and weren't empathetic to them and weren't loving to them and weren't caring to them, and if anything probably abused them and neglected them. So now when they see a black woman in distress, they don't give a damn. They don't care. Bitch, figure that out. Because you are taking out what you experienced in your childhood out on her, even though she ain't do nothing to you. She ain't do nothing to you. And this happens in relationships. Men will do this to their lady. Men will do this to their wife. Men do this all the time because they have not healed from whatever happened to them when they were younger. And it might not have been their mom. It could have been an ex-girlfriend that used them. It could have been some girl they had a crush on that, played with their heart or shitted on them. I don't know. But you gotta stop. If black women spent their whole life viewing every black man in a negative light based on what they've experienced with other black men, y'all would be in a tough spot. Y'all would be in a tough spot. You would be in an extremely tough spot because that prejudgment would just automatically eliminate you. I mean, I'm not it's a weird feeling that I'm having right now. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's slightly disappointing. It's slightly disappointing when you really truly think about it, how black women are bashed and called masculine and hard and not fun, not, carefree, and it's, when have we ever been allowed to be? Back when we were slaves, black women were expected to get out in the field and work just as hard as a black man, picking cotton, chopping down sugar cane, whatever. Pregnant, not pregnant, on your period, not on your period. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. We were expected to perform just as hard and work just as hard. And it's a lot of us, I know me I can only speak for me. We're not looking for some prince to ride in on his white horse and just sweep us off our feet and fix all of our shit. But god dang it, when we are fixing and working on our shit, don't talk shit about us and talk and make us feel like we are too tough. That's wild. That is wild to leave your counterparts out here in this world trying to figure shit out without the help without that masculine energy to protect, to leave us out here cold. And when we have to put on our own armor and pick up our own sword and fight off fucking trolls and dragons and and whatever else. And when we out here fighting and battling and getting all bloodied up and bruised up and wiping sweat off our brow and got dirt and shit all on us, and mud, and we just covered in like wounds, and we're just fighting, trying to keep it together. For you to look at us when we are in that phase and in that stage as if we are no longer attractive, we are no longer worthy, we no longer have worth, is wild. And for men to, this is another thing that boggles my mind. Men need sex. And y'all seek sex from women. And then after you get it from them, you call them all kinds of names. And it's like, but who's going to, if you're not going to go out here and marry somebody and have a steady sexual partner in your life, how dare you seek out sex from women and then degrade them because they gave it to you? That's wild. The game is all the way fucked up, y'all. It is all the way fucked up. And I mean, we need a hard reset. We need a hard reset. We all do. And I'm sure somebody gonna watch this video. Oh, she's crying about her problems. Yeah, but yes, because I deserve to cry about my problems. I deserve to break down and be completely and utterly distraught about the hardships that I'm dealing with. And so does everybody else. And can I stay in this mode? And should you stay in that mode? Absolutely not. You got to get up and get your shit together. But it's okay to be upset about it while you're dealing with it. I've been with men who have, when I have shed tears in front of them, basically treated me like I was weaponizing my emotions and playing the victim because of what I was going through, whether it was self-inflicted or environmentally inflicted, or whether it was inflicted by them. They have looked at me in the midst of my sadness and my sorrow with disgust. Like, how dare you feel the way you're feeling? And you know what's crazy? Like, men always, oh, women are so emotional. You guys are so emotional. Y'all are too. Y'all are too. You cry. You just cry alone because you choose to. You shed your tears in the dark so no one else can see you and think you're weak. But when we do it, it's a problem. God help us. That's all I can say about it. God help us. Help us, Lord. Help us, cause we ain't doing none of this right. Ain't nothing happening right. It's all backwards and it's all twisted. It's so crazy, and it's just crazy. Like, I have never in my life, when I have been in relationships, had a man come to me and tell me he has a problem that needs to be fixed. Because women are problem solvers. If you did not know this, I mean, I'm sorry if you've never had one that was able to, but you might not have let her ever fix your problems, because either, i.e., you did not tell her about your problems because you try to keep them all under lock so you look like a man, or you dated someone or with somebody who was a bonehead because you wanted to control her so she would never be able to help you anyway. But a a good woman is a problem solver. A woman with a strong mind is a problem solver. A woman with intuition is a problem solver, right? So I have never in my life been in a relationship and had a man that I was romantically involved with and or a friend shoot, and or a relative come to me with a problem and I did not sit there and try to help him solve the problem. I might not have always had the funds to help him solve his problem, but I would research or do certain things to help them in any way that I could, right? Sometimes it wasn't warranted. They ain't even asked for my damn help. I didn't give a damn. I see you struggling with some shit, I'm gonna say something to you. That's just me. But I have time and time again been let down by men when I came to them and said, hey, I'm going through this. And they're looking at me like, all I gotta say is, and I say this time and time again, you get what you get. You get what you put out in this world. You reap what you sow. You treat people the way you want to be treated. You treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you're constantly in the mindset that when someone needs help, that ain't your problem. When you face issues and problems in your life, the universe is going to send you that same energy. The universe is going to send you that same exact energy. Figure it out. Figure your shit out. Because it's your shit to figure out. God didn't put us on this planet, and God didn't make things the way God made them. How all these just puzzle pieces just fit perfectly together. God did not create this world in the way in which it was created for us to all sit around and just be loners and figure our shit out all by ourselves. And when you harden your heart to helping others, when you turn the other way and avoid other people's problems because you don't want to deal with them, just know that one day that might be you might be on the other end of that. You might be on the other end of you needing some help and no one being willing to help you. Stop treating women who have no one in their corner helping them like they are some sort of burden on the world. Stop turning your nose down to women who have children and no husband in the house or no baby daddy in the house helping them. Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge anyone? And if you can't help somebody out of the kindness of your heart without expecting anything in return, maybe you shouldn't be helping folks. Your heart ain't in the right place. No woman wants to be her own sounding board. No woman wants to be her own pillow to cry in. No one wants to be, their own. No woman wants that. No woman wants that. There are a few and that are that way, and honestly they are that way because the world has just beat them down to the point where they're just like, I absolutely refuse to let another person in my life to let me down or to hurt me or to use me and abuse me. And typically those women live longer. But women who find a partner and a friend that truly cares about them and is truly willing to be there and to help them along the way, and she's willing to help them along the way, and they're just being reciprocal with one another and helping each other out. That's what we're here for. Because those sort of relationships trickle down through the ages and change everything. Relationships aren't about control. Relationships aren't about someone having the upper hand over somebody else. It's about someone coming in and being able to help you in the areas that you are weak in, and vice versa. And I don't even know where I started off with this conversation, but here we are. And I just want you guys to think about how you view people who are struggling to help themselves, and how and what you are doing in your life that is not selfish, that is helping others who need help when you can. Sometimes we're not always in a place of, being able to help others monetarily, but, there are things that you can do to be there for somebody else. Solitude is great. I know sometimes I love being a hermit and being alone and in isolation away from folks, but can't stay in that mode forever. You just can't. And this world needs more people who are willing to help, especially when they have the means to help. I pray to God that I am a wealthy woman one day, so I can give back to people who need it. Well, I'm gonna drink my coffee and try to relax. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all have a good day.